Welcome, welcome. Come on in. I always mess up this camera thing, so if it appears that I am not giving you eye contact, it's because it's weird to look at the little green dot on the camera lens. But this information is going to help some of you, it's going to confuse some of you. Some of you may talk bad about what I'm doing, but I'm here to kind of educate what I've been doing. So come on in the room. Let's talk about the elephant on the internet. Not really an elephant, but it's everywhere. Let's talk about GLP ones, specifically tirzepatide. I have a little secret. Since August of last year, I have been on a micro dose of tirzepatide. Whew, there, I said it. My secret is out. All right, no judgment. Just listen in. Both sides of my family has diabetes. My hormones, I'm postmenopausal because you only basically spend one day in menopause. I went through peri. I don't have a period because I had my uterus taken out. So therefore, I am postmenopausal. I am taking testosterone. We can talk about that in another video. Testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. I have the pellets for the for the testosterone and the estrogen. And then I take the progesterone orally, and it's being monitored by my great nurse practitioner friend who I absolutely love. She monitors me, and she has set me on just a different path. I had everything that you can think of happen to me around menopause. All of the symptoms were coming, and they were coming fast. Hot flashes, dry vagina, painful sex, no sensation whatsoever, making no lubrication, irritability, all of it. And hormones literally saved my life. I know that it's becoming more of a thing these days. People are talking about hormones more, and for good reasons. That's another video. Let's get back to tirzepatide. That's what we're here for. You want to know about tirzepatide, and you want to know, what is it doing to me? Am I taking it as a diet drug? Am I taking it so that I can get skinny fast? And the answer is absolutely not. I am not opposed to people who do that. I am opposed to how they are doing it. They're not eating enough protein, and they're not working out, and they're not using it as training wheels to help you to learn how to live this life without the binges and the cravings and the diet trends and all of that. This tirzepatide is amazing. First of all, let me introduce it to you guys. And I wrote it down because I ramble. So yes, I will be picking up a paper and reading some notes that I wrote and some things that I typed out. And as always, this is for educational purposes only. I am not a doctor. I am not your medical advisor. Don't go say Rashonda told me to go get some tirzepatide. Always consult your healthcare provider. Always, always, always. This is just my personal testimony about using tirzepatide and the journey that I'm on. And will I use it forever? I will let y'all know all of this in the video. All right. So first of all, tirzepatide. I am on a micro dose, meaning this vial right here, this little dosage that I have in here. I don't know if you guys can see it. This dosage that I have, this is a 10 milligram per milliliter vial, and I only inject 10 units, which if you look at this syringe, let's see if I can get it. 10 units is right there. Some people are on a massive dosage, so I only get 1 milligram a week. Some people are up to like 15. I think they start at like 7 or 5. And then they work their way up to I think the max is, I don't know, 15 or 20 milligrams. I have not, and I will not, because I am using it for different purposes. So I am using tirzepatide. Let's back up. Let me put you back. Let me tell you what it is first. And I'm going to read it because I'm already rambling because I'm not sticking to my plan to read my paper. All right. A simple explanation. Tirzepatide is a prescription medication commonly used to treat type 2 diabetes and to support weight loss. It works by mimicking two natural hormones that help lower blood sugar and reduce appetite. It is given as a once weekly injection and works best when combined with healthy eating and lifestyle changes. We'll talk about that some more. Always talk to your healthcare, again, provider to see if it's right for you. Now, because I am a nurse, I also have a little scientific, not detailed nursing explanation. Tirzepatide is a GIP and a GLP-1 receptor agonist. It improves glycemic control by increasing glucose-dependent insulin secretion and decreasing glucagon release, delaying gastric emptying, and increasing I can't say it. It satiates you. Satiety. When they put the Y on the end, I can never say it. But it satiates you. Satiation just means that you feel full and you feel satisfied. So it helps you to feel full and satisfied. It is administered as a once weekly subcutaneous injection and is indicated for type 2, the diabetes that you get because you don't take care of yourself. Yeah, we can talk about that later. With weight loss as a common secondary benefit. And now I shouldn't say type 2 diabetes comes from not only taking care of yourself. It could be because of some hormonal issues or something going on out there. But most commonly, type 2 diabetes is something we eat ourselves into. That's just a fact. So when I talked about this tirzepatide initially, I said that it mimics two hormones that we have, and those hormones are GIP, the GLP-1 and the GIP. And so they're hormones, and they're how do you say this? Incretin hormones. And they're gut derived, right? They're peptides that are naturally occurring in our gut, right? That significantly increases insulin secretion from the pancreas. They regulate glucose levels and slow down digestion and makes you feel satiated. There's that word again, or satisfaction. So in a nutshell, they stimulate insulin secretion only when blood glucose levels are elevated, which prevents the hypoglycemia. So basically, our body creates hormones naturally, and they start to decline because of our food, because of age, because of all of the things, right? And so they figured out that if we make something that mimics the hormones that our body creates as they start to diminish, then this will help people. That's why when you're young, you can eat a bunch of candy and your body just takes care of it. But as we age, everything declines. And so they created this to mimic those hormones, which signal your pancreas to say, hey, she's over here eating a bunch of sugar. Let's go compensate and eat it up. Let's send some insulin to gobble it all up and pee it out. And so that's what this does. And that's why it works so well for people with diabetes. But I don't have diabetes, so why am I taking tirzepatide? Well, type 1 diabetes runs on my father's side. Type 2 runs on both sides. And like I said, it really doesn't run. It's something that we kind of make ourselves have. But I noticed that, my blood sugars, when I was fasting, they weren't extremely high, but they were over 100 at fasting consecutively last year. Every time I would take my blood work quarterly, and my insulin would always rise. And I noticed that I was working out and trying to eat right. I can't say I was being on a strict diet. I wasn't trying to totally dismiss sugar from my system, because every now and then I like a slice of cheesecake. And at Christmas and definitely at Halloween, I like some candy corn and I like candy canes. Those are pure sugar. They're the devil, I know. So don't come for me. I understand. But I do want a little sugar every now and then. I do enjoy some sugar. So for me, I noticed, though, as I was aging, my body was a little more achy. And because I wasn't totally committed to 100% sugar-free diet, because sugar does make you inflamed along with other things, my doctor talked to me. She said, hey, I'm noticing this trend. My A1C was slightly elevated, but it didn't make me pre-diabetic. But she noticed a trend. And she said, hey, would you like to try? They're doing something new with this tirzepatide. Would you like to try just a micro dose of it? And this is why I think you would do well with a micro dose for it. It will keep you in normal range. It'll get rid of extra inflammation, get rid of some of that pain and some of that puffiness. And it will keep you from getting super inflamed when you work out. Because as I was working out, I would notice that, man, my recovery would take 3 or 4 days and I would not want to go back to the gym. And so she was like, it will help with inflammation. Give it a try. You have diabetes on both sides of your family. Your sugar's this. Your A1C is getting close, but it's not going down. And we've been monitoring this for a while. And I'm not on any other medications besides hormones. So my blood pressure's fine. All of that stuff is fine. So I didn't need it for that. So because of that, and for the precaution of, it's just like a prophylactic type deal, the tirzepatide dosage that I'm taking, I started it back in August. And the reason also was that my weight just kept creeping up. I mean, I was working out. I wasn't working out in the gym as hard as I could, but I was walking. I was trying to eat right. I did not make myself adhere to a strict diet. But it wasn't simple anymore. So I found that my weight, and I'm only 5'2", and my weight started creeping up. Like, it was creeping. Every year it was creeping. So my baseline when I married my husband 23 years ago, I was 105 pounds. I do not desire to get to 105 pounds. Even though they say that's where I need to be for my body. No, I'm black. I like a little fluffiness on my body. So, and I don't mean any hate to our Caucasian sisters, Hispanic sisters, or anybody out there. But us culturally, we don't want to be bone skinny at all. And we do want a butt. And I'm speaking for probably 98% of the black women, because there might be some black women out there that want to be bone skinny and not have a butt. I don't know who they are, but not me. So my goal is to get to maybe 145 pounds. That's where I like, and that's where I like what I look like. So I started the tirzepatide. I started it back in August of last year, I think it was. And I did the 10 units faithfully every week. Every week I noticed something differently. And let me tell you where I was. I was almost at 180 pounds for my height, first off. And it was driving me crazy. Like, I had gotten into the 170s and I was like, what in the world is happening? I was not even 170 pounds when I was full-term pregnant with any of my kids. So that was scary for me. So what I noticed, it wasn't really supposed to make me lose weight because it's a microdose. It was supposed to help me get rid of inflammation and puffiness and all of that. And that's what I noticed. Like, my face went down. My achiness went away. I could go to the gym and I can recover faster. I noticed that I was not as hungry, because I know that's one of the side effects from it. I was not as hungry. And that was always me anyhow. I'm not a person who is always hungry. Um, what it did for me was just kind of clear my mind and make me focus on, okay, you need to make sure that you are eating 3 meals a day. It got rid of the food noise, and the food noise would overwhelm me because I didn't know what I wanted to eat. And I would just not eat anything because I was overwhelmed with trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I didn't have the oomph to go do it, right? So a bag of chips is food, right? It's feasible. Let's eat that. Back before I started the tirzepatide. Because what I noticed with the tirzepatide and what's happening in the culture, or any of the GLP ones or Ozempic or whatever, people are melting, right? And if they look like they're melting, it's because they're not getting the proper protein and they're not getting the proper exercise. So for me, I knew that I already did not, I won't say I didn't like to eat, because there are things that I do love to eat, like crabs and steak and stuff like that. But for me, I knew that I needed to eat protein, a significant amount of protein, my body weight in protein a day, so that I would not look like I am melting away. And I need to work out. That's where, okay, so the working out part is not what I've been doing lately, which I'm getting ready to get back to that. I don't know why I stopped. Well, I do know why. I went back to work. And so when I'm off, I'm tired and I don't want to go work out. So I'm getting back to the working out part. But for me, the low dose is where I'll stay. I don't go up. I have gone down. Like, I gave myself 5 units one time because I was losing weight too fast. And that was the cherry on the top of this tirzepatide. I knew it was going to help me lose water weight and inflammation. I didn't realize how inflamed I was. And so I am now at like 158 pounds since August of last year. So, with that being said, I use tirzepatide. I use the same low dose. I don't increase it. I have decreased it because there was a time where I was losing 3 pounds a week every time I took it. And I was like, I am going to disappear. But I do want the benefits of the inflammation being gone. So I would decrease it. One time I went 6 weeks in that span, maybe a month. 6 weeks, I would say, but a month where I didn't take it at all because I had a antibiotic, and it does slow down your digestion. And I had an allergic reaction to that antibiotic, so I had to stop the GLP because it slows stuff down so that I can get that antibiotic out of my system. So until I stopped having those symptoms of the allergic reaction, until I stopped having that allergic reaction and the symptoms of it, I had to stop the tirzepatide for a month. And so when I came back on the tirzepatide, I did 1 week and then I would skip a week, and then I did 1 week and I would skip a week, because I gradually introduced it back into my body because I did not want I wanted to make sure that all of that antibiotic and all of that stuff was out of my system. And it was. So for about a 6 week period during that time, since August of 2025 until now, I did not take it like it was scheduled for about a 6 week period. I just took my shot yesterday. I take it on Wednesdays. And I do the 10 units. I always do it in my belly. And as far as the side effects, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and decreased appetite, I've only had the nausea once, and it was when I first started. The first dose that I had, that's when I had nausea. And it wasn't right after the shot. It was after I went to breakfast, and I had pancakes, and I had bacon, and something else, and my body did not want that. And so I got nauseous from that. That's another good thing about this GLP-1. It will, like, if you're eating something that you know that's going to make you inflamed or make you feel icky, it'll give you a slap on the hand and make you feel nauseous, so that you don't eat those kinds of foods that aren't good for you, which is great. Um, it doesn't do that anymore with cheesecake because I won't eat like a whole thing of cheesecake. I'll just take a few bites, and that's sufficient. Um, Another thing it does is it does not. I don't have a hungry signal all day. Like my stomach does not growl. I don't feel hungry, but I still make myself eat because my body will still take food in. So I can go all morning and it can be almost 2 o'clock, especially if I'm busy or if I'm at work, and I will go, oh Lord, I didn't eat a thing yet. So I have to literally, even with this little micro dose, I don't know how people take the big dose, because if this little micro dose is making me not feel hungry, then I don't know how you can handle the big dose. So you do, for me, I notice I do have to make myself eat. I make my own kefir. Y'all, I got so many videos I can show you. This is my apothecary to the left of me. And it's a whole working natural pharmacy over here that I have. And my essential oils are over there. So I got all kinds of stuff, y'all. I got to make some videos. I have just been tired. But so I literally will drink some kefir in the morning. I keep some protein drinks in my, especially if I'm going to work, I'm going to throw protein. I am going to throw, kefir's got protein. I got some grass-fed meat sticks. I'm throwing those in there. I'm throwing an apple in my lunch bag. I'm throwing a cucumber in my bag. I'm throwing cheese in my bag. Because first of all, I am trying to eat protein all day long, even in small amounts, because like I said, I don't get that hungry. So 10 grams here, 20 grams there. I drink a shake that has, I think, 30 grams. I have, through Trim Healthy Mama, we have, it's called, what's the name of that stuff? Oh, goodness. We put it in our drink, mix it with water. It's Essentials. That's what it's called. It's just a bunch of amino acids, and it has a citrusy taste. So I mix it with lemon and water, and I put that in there. That's for 30 grams of protein. So I'm constantly filling my body with protein because I don't want to look like I'm melting away. And the reason why, you get that melty look is because people are not eating enough protein. And so you need to eat protein. You need to walk. You need to work out. You don't have to do a heavy workout, but we should be working out, period, especially women. Anytime we are in perimenopause or premenopause, we are losing muscle daily, rapidly. We are losing muscle. So we need to be trying to build it back up, and our body needs protein to make muscle. So that's why it's important to get that protein in and to work out. Don't kill yourself working out, but working out is sufficient. There's this lady I like to watch on YouTube, and she's got 50 and up videos, and she does quick little sessions that are 20 minutes with weights. We need to work out with weights at least 2 to 3 times a week. And I'm saying that, and I haven't. So I need to, because that's why my arms don't look defined, because I have not been working out with weights. They look slimmer, but they are not like boom, bam, bam, like I want them to be. So if you have any questions, I think I hit on everything about tirzepatide without going too deep. I want to stay on the surface with it. Basically, it can be abused, and we see it everywhere. And people are taking that I'm not eating as, yay, I'm not eating, so that means I'm not gaining any weight. But they're not realizing that your body still needs food. You need protein. And that's how you end up with all of the issues around tirzepatide, Ozempic, or, all of those different GLPs out there. you will end up in a mess if you do not adequately give yourself the nutrition that you need and working out. And I don't know how long I will use it. I don't know if I'll use it for a lifetime, because for me, I know that, okay, let's talk about the price. This vial is $300, right? $300. But don't turn off the video yet. This vial is $300, but if you micro dose it, this might last somebody who's taking a regular dosage. This vial may only last a month for someone, or 6 weeks. But for me, because I'm micro dosing it, it lasts me 6 months. So it's very affordable. It's not upfront affordable, but for the long haul and for how long I get to use this lasts me half of a year. And you have to keep it refrigerated. And I've been on this video for 25 minutes now, so I'm getting ready to go stick it back in the refrigerator. But you do want to keep it refrigerated. So if you micro dose it, yeah, it's a lot more affordable than paying $300, $400, $500 a month, as I know some people do for the GLPs. And I know that Costco has something where it's cheaper, but remember, it is a prescription product and you have to get a prescription from your doctor. Now, my nurse practitioner, I am so blessed that she lives here in St. Petersburg, and I get to see her, and I go to her office and I pick this up. And she gives me syringes, so I don't even have to worry about that. And she gives me alcohol wipes for, the shot and everything. And it's a wonderful process. So if you have any more questions about tirzepatide, just leave them in the comments. I hope that I try to stick to my script, but I am all over the place. But since I know a lot of you are struggling with your weight, and I'm transparently living for His glory, I thought, if I'm going to be transparent with these people, I am going to start being transparent with them. And then I am going to share that I am on tirzepatide, and I love it, and I don't see myself getting off of it anytime soon. So I'm at about 158 now. My goal is 145. And so when I reach my goal, that's when I will taper down to probably taking this once every 2 weeks, or doing 5 units and seeing how that does me, if it makes me lose weight, because I don't want to disappear. And like I said, I don't want to stop it because I like the benefits of keeping my blood glucose stable and signaling my body to release hormones that may be diminishing, or mimicking the hormones that signal my body to release insulin to help me. It's just like if you lose your eyesight, you go get glasses. Right now, most of us women are learning about HRTs, hormone replacement therapy. We're losing estrogen. We're going to get that. It's okay. It's okay. And it's all a personal choice, and it's a personal decision. And I'm not saying that you have to go and get it. I'm just sharing my story of what it did and what it is doing for me. So I hope this was informative. I'm sorry that it was long, but we want to talk about this tirzepatide thing with sensitivity, but we want to also have the information so you can kind of have an understanding so that you can make an informed decision. All right. All about that informed decision. All right. Have a great day, guys. Ciao.